Wonderful. So, week four, and this is the kind of final section of that breaking down of the mindscaping. Kind of, we've simplified it, taken it down to its fundamental principles, and each week we've gone through it. So we're going to bring all that together, integrate that today, which is the return, the ecology, and the integration. When we're talking about change work, I don't know if I've explained or talked about this before. But when we talk about change work and whether it's with the hypnosis or NLP or any sort of inner kind of where you're trying to shift how we're perceiving things, ecology comes down to making sure that whatever that change is works in harmony with as much of that person's life as possible. And we've talked about parts in the past. I almost said park in the past then, but parts in the past, um, and making sure that whatever change we do sits well with the different parts of ourselves. So ecology is just checking in. Is this, how does this sit with the rest of your life? How does this change? You know, some people might want to go, oh, I want to make a change. And the thing is, and that's a wonderful thing. But the but comes that if you change something about yourself, that changes how you show up for everybody else in your life. So you kind of have to make sure, not make sure, you've got to look at it, you've basically got to take responsibility for it. Go, if I make this change and I become more confident, there may be people in my life who, for whatever, they've got a vested interest in the old, less confident me. And once I become that confident me, that will mean they will struggle with it. So whenever we're making changes, whether it's for ourselves or with other people, these are little things that we have to keep in mind. You see it a lot when people go on start spiritual exploration. And I'm not talking buy a few crystals. I mean, proper kind of doing the work kind of stuff. And because they're looking at themselves, they're examining themselves, they're shifting and changing perspectives on stuff. And it can really have a knock-on effect in their relationships and within their friendships. Um, and if handled well, it doesn't. And sometimes handling it well is just being aware that the person that you used to know is having a bit of an MOT and may actually be slightly different in the future, and just letting people know. Just letting people know. So the ecology is making sure that the changes that we make fit in with ourselves, that we're going to be happy with it. Um, there's that adage of be careful what you wish for. Um, because if you were to go and see, say, a hypnotist, hypnotherapist, going, I want to be super confident. I want to be like one of those really amazing, awesome, confident people that's like larger than life and blah, 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 blah. And you do the work and you become that really super confident, larger than life person. But all your family and friends can't stand this slightly obnoxious, loud person you've become. Then is that really what you wanted in life? Did you want it to possibly have the loss of friends or the distancing of people that you quite like because they don't enjoy being around you so much anymore because you're like Uber, whatever. Um, all things to keep in mind. So over the last few weeks, we've been looking and working with the idea that is the fundamental of at the heart of the mindscaping is that the inner world already kind of has a shape of its own. And we've noticed it. We've started to explore it, and we've allowed some small changes where they felt appropriate. So tonight isn't about doing anything new with that. It's about letting what's already happened settle into place and making sure it does so comfortably. And that's the ecology bit. So nothing needs to be changed tonight. I mean, if it does, then it's for the better, wonderful. Nothing needs to feel or be completed. It really is just about integration, bringing it all together. And as always, we're going to begin by letting our bodies settle and relax. And that's really important this week, because when the body relaxes, when the body is settled, that's when integration happens. Very difficult to integrate something when you're tense and like, 100 things going through my head. Whereas in yoga, in fact, is a good example. Yoga, you will do the exercise, you'll do the work, but then you'll have a period where you stop doing and allow that work to work through you. That's the integration. You do the work and you rest so the work can work on you. So let's begin. Have a fidget. Sally's got Stonehenge growing out of her chair. That's interesting. Have a fidget, have a stretch. Get yourselves comfortable. And we'll begin by taking nice 3 deep breaths together, not to meditate, just to put a gap between us and the day that we've had. 3 deep breaths to allow you to just be here now, to settle, to find that place of comfort. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and breathe out. Taking a deep breath in, hold it, and breathe out. Taking a deep breath in, hold it. If you want to, as you breathe out now, you may choose to allow your eyes to close and turn your attention within. Just noticing the contact with the chair or bed wherever you're supported. As your breathing continues all by itself, feeling that support underneath you. That sense of just being held. And as you continue to breathe, following my words, relaxing a little, the room holds you. And there's really nowhere you need to go. And you really don't need to relax deeply. Just enough to feel here, to be here now. Just very easily and comfortably shift your awareness from the room about you to that which is going on within you. And as your attention shifts, you may notice your inner landscape returning. Maybe familiar, maybe quieter, maybe less distinct. So as you sit and as you listen and as you breathe, and as the landscape forms in its own way, you can allow it to do so now without effort. Just becoming aware of that inner landscape. Before you, behind you, all around you. Inner landscape unfolding. However that looks to you, however you're experiencing that. There is no right or wrong way to experience that right now. Just sensing that inner space, that inner landscape. And you can just notice where you are in this inner place. Notice what's around you. I don't know what that is. Maybe you see it, maybe you just sense it. Both are right. So notice where you are in this inner landscape. This is your "you are here" point. Maybe you want to mark it. Maybe you want to put a flag with a bowl or a stone or something there just to mark that this is where you are. Not as something to focus on. Just as a sense of orientation. So I invite you that rather than focusing on any one feature, just allow yourself to become aware of the whole landscape as far as it reaches. Be aware of that which is above you, below you, before you and behind you. To your left and to your right. That's right. Is it day? Is it night? What do you sense? What do you see? What do you feel? And as you notice the whole, you may still be aware of details, while also sensing the overall feel. As you are aware of that, I wonder what the general quality, overall feeling, the atmosphere is like. What, if anything, has changed within that inner landscape over the last few weeks? No need to compare or analyze. Just observe. Just allow that inner landscape to be as it is. And as you're centered within that landscape, and you stay with this inner place, you may gently wonder whether anything needs attention right now. Not fixing, not improving, just checking. If nothing comes up, that's good. That's a good sign. You don't need to move towards it. If something does arrive, distance is more than fine. Sometimes the most ecological change is not changing anything further. If you are aware of something, then play with it. Change how it appears on the landscape. Move it about. If it's something that's not serving you, you can literally just dissolve it. Let it go. This is your landscape. So, whether anything shifted tonight or not, you can allow the inner landscape to continue doing what it does naturally. These kinds of changes unfold over time. Back then, later, in the background, now, without effort. And you do not need to watch it. The unconscious mind, the inner self, handles that part. You see, in mindscaping or any inner work, the final step is always return and integration. Any useful change must fit comfortably into the rest of your life. That is why this work never rushes outcomes, never names or demands completion. When the inner world is treated with respect, it reorganizes itself, often quietly, often later, often quicker than you realize, and often in ways the conscious mind does not predict. So if this month's workshops have felt subtle, incomplete, open-ended, it's not a failure of the process. That is allowing space for the process to happen, and a sign that it's still alive. Nothing to carry, nothing to finish, just letting the landscape live. I want your unconscious mind to place upon that landscape a little gift of a sense of positivity, a good feeling, however it chooses to do that. I don't know whether it'll be tomorrow that you discover that sense of positivity, that good feeling. Maybe it'll be Friday when you discover that sense of positivity or good feeling, or maybe sometime over the weekend when you discover a sense of positivity, a good feeling. But whatever it is you discover, a sense of positivity and a good feeling, you can know that it's that gift left upon your inner landscape, placed there today, that you can discover. So just be with that inner landscape a little longer. That's right. If an area of it looks a little grey and needs cheering up, brighten up the sky there, place the sun up in the sky. Just gentle shifts. So from that place of the inner landscape, in a moment, I'm going to count down from 1 to 10 to 1. With each countdown, you can relax a little deeper. With each step down, allowing your body to relax. Allowing the work of the last few weeks to just integrate and settle within you, to become a part of how you think and how you feel. Knowing that your inner landscape is there always to explore. At the same time as counting down from 10 to 1, I'm also going to count up from 1 to 10. And as I do that, the mind can become lighter and freer. Sense of expansion. And at a certain point can drift free of the awareness of the body for a while, to a place of insight, wisdom, peace and light. It's 10, every cell, fiber and muscle of the body relaxing, letting go. 1, the mind becoming lighter and freer, raising up. 9, drifting down through time and space. 2, limiting thoughts, ideas and behaviors that may have held you back in 2026 are washed away, clear away. 8, with every breath you take and every word that I speak, it starts to become automatic. You do not have to think about it. Just relax. 3, heavy emotions that would have got in the way of making the most of this year are swept away, washed away. 7 to 6, just unwinding, softening, letting go. 4, the mind drifts free, rising up to a place of wisdom and insight, peace and light. 5, that midway point of balance, just before you can go deeper now. And I'll continue to count down from 5 to 1. As I do, the body can relax even more, integrating all that you've learned, all that you've gained. That's 5, letting go. 4, deeper now. 3, to all the places. 1. And as the body continues to relax, the mind drifts freer. That's 5 to 6. Limiting thoughts, beliefs, ideas, behaviors that would have held you back in 26, cleared away, cleaned away. 7. Negative feelings, heavy emotions that would have got in the way of making the most of this year are washed away. 8. Think of positivity, think of love of life, think of all those things that lift you. And imagine the sun rising, that light, that bright light shining down on you. That light, your light, carrying all those positive thoughts and feelings. And you reach out and you take hold of that sun, about the size of a golf ball in your hand, and you bring it back and you place it in your very center. Place it within you, radiating that light and positivity out. And as it glows there, it gets brighter and brighter, and every negative thought, feeling, idea, stress that would have got in the way of 2026 for you gathers like a dark cloud over your chest, and that light's pushing it up. It's shoving it up and up and up, the light getting brighter, and every time it gets brighter, that cloud tries to hold on, but it cannot. It gets pushed further up through the neck, through the jaw, through the top of the head, until with a radiant burst, that sun is so bright it pushes every last trace of that cloud out of the body and up into the sky. So far into the sky it goes into space, so far into space it goes into deep space, where it passes a black hole. Now, anything that enters a black hole is never felt, seen, or experienced again, and you watch as that cloud of negativity just gets swallowed up by that black hole, never to be felt, never to be seen, never to be experienced again. 9, a moment of clarity, peace, and enlightenment. 10. As the body relaxes and the mind expands, you can allow all that you've learned, all that you've gained over the last few weeks to integrate, become part of who you are. And you do not have to think about it, you just discover you can navigate your own inner worlds and help other people with theirs respectfully, gently, easy and effortlessly. So in a moment, we'll fully return back to the room, this time, this place. Just notice the chair, the bed, whatever's holding you and supporting you. Just notice that support and become aware of your body. Take a nice deep breath in, filling the body with energy and vitality. Be aware of the floor beneath you. Take another deep breath in, filling the body with that energy, that light. Be aware of the sounds and the space all around you. Become aware of the room that you're in, and when you're ready to be here, to be now, bringing it all back with you, and to feel good and have a great week for the rest of the week. Then and only then, you can open your eyes, be here now. When you're fully back, you can stretch, fidget, open your eyes, and then pop your cameras and that back on.